Dear colleagues, summer is nearly over and the fall quarter begins soon. Let's pause and express our gratitude to our colleagues who transitioned to Emeriti status this summer. For decades, they strived to make UC Davis a better place, and many will remain engaged with research, teaching, and public service. The late distinguished Emeritus Professor Robin Thorpe epitomized how Emeriti contributed to UC Davis. Thorpe, a 30-year member of the entomology faculty and a tireless advocate of pollinator species protection and conservation, retired in 1994, but he continued to work until several weeks before his death on June 7, 2019, at the age of 85. In 2014, he co-authored two books, Bumblebees of North America, an Identification Guide, and California Bees and Blooms, a Guide for Gardeners and Naturalists. Robin published more than 50% of his scientific papers following his retirement. Our colleagues who transitioned to Emeriti status over the summer are the new generation of retirees. They left active status with scores of accomplishments, including UC Davis offered COVID tests within 3 weeks of our nation's first known patient with community-acquired COVID-19. The research led to the development of better ceramic and glass materials. They help improve military retention. They develop innovative techniques for shoulder and wrist reconstruction. They generate one of the world's largest and longest run systems for monitoring butterfly faunas. They led the plans for the UC Davis National Cancer Institute to be designated as a comprehensive cancer center. They are a film historian who authored books such as Paris in the Dark, Going to the Movies in the City of Light, 1930 to 1950. They helped create the world's first total body PET scanner. They brought a global perspective to the table to create innovative and pragmatic approaches to sustainability. The research showed how music and dance articulate ethnic, gender, regional, and national identities. They help the eyes and, more importantly, lawmakers understand how the toxic action of pesticides may affect aquatic systems and organisms. The research shed light on psychological development of young children. They unravel molecular processes leading to arthritis. They showed how management controls facilitate strategic alliance and supply chain partnerships. They integrated methods from traditional engineering, operation research, and economics to solve water and environmental management problems. They provide comprehensive psychiatric service to ethnic and sexual minorities, including refugees and immigrants. They created new approaches for using plants for the production of recombinant proteins with various applications, including medicine. They elucidate how natural products influence the function of ion channels in the nervous system. They provide emergency medical care and taught nursing, air medical, EMS, and disaster medicine course. They design programs for teachers to investigate their teaching skills and students learn. They investigate how plants edit and repair DNA. They advance our understanding of infectious diseases and aging in non-human primates. And the research led to improvements in bean cultivars in California, the United States, Latin America, and Africa. Amazing accomplishments that make our university justifiably proud. Let's congratulate and celebrate our new UC Davis Emeriti and wish them well.
Distinguished Professor Emeritus Simon R. Cherry received his BSc with honors in physics with astronomy from University College London in 1986 and a PhD in medical physics from the Institute of Cancer Research, University of London in 1989. In 1993, he became a faculty member in the Department of Molecular and Medical Pharmacology at UCLA. Simon joined UC Davis in 2001 and was Distinguished Professor in the Departments of Biomedical Engineering and Radiology at the time of his retirement. Simon's research interests center around biomedical imaging. His major accomplishments have been in developing systems for positron emission tomography, for example as co-leader of the Explorer Consortium which developed the world's first total body PET scanner. He also has contributed to detector technology innovations for PET, conducted early biomedical studies using Cherenkov luminescence, and developed the first proof-of-concept hybrid PET/MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, systems. Simon is an elected Fellow of 6 professional societies and a member of the National Academy of Engineering and National Academy of Inventors. He has received several international awards including the Society of Nuclear Medicine and Molecular Imaging Casson Prize in 2022. He served as editor-in-chief of the journal Physics in Medicine and Biology from 2011 into 2020. Simon is the author of more than 300 peer-reviewed journal articles, review articles and book chapters in the field of biomedical imaging. He is also lead author of the widely used textbook Physics in Nuclear Medicine.
Professor Shannon Anderson joined the Graduate School of Management in 2010 and received the Michael and Joelle Hurlston Presidential Chair in 2017. Anderson applies economic theory to the design and implementation of performance measurement and cost control systems. One of her influential research streams examines how management controls facilitate strategic alliances and supply chain partnerships. Her research has been funded by grants from professional accounting organizations, the National Science Foundation and the Australian Research Council. She won the American Accounting Association's Notable Contribution to the Accounting Literature Award in 2006 and twice won the Notable Contribution to the Management Accounting Literature Award. She has been an editor of the Accounting Review and an associate editor at Management Science and has won numerous teaching awards. Previously, she was on faculty at the University of Michigan and Rice University and has held visiting appointments at Harvard Business School, the University of Melbourne, the University of New South Wales and Vrije University Amsterdam. In retirement she plans to teach doctoral courses at international universities and to continue volunteering with the Summer Science Program, a national nonprofit for advanced science and mathematics training for exceptional high school students.
Professor Jeffrey Roberts, Department of Medicine and Epidemiology, School of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Roberts is a laboratory animal veterinarian specializing in medical primatology. He is a diplomate in the American College of Laboratory Animal Medicine and has worked with non-human primates for 40 years. He was formerly the Associate Director of Primate Services at the California National Primate Research Center. His principal research focus is on infectious disease and aging in non-human primates, and he has published in the areas of neuroscience, specific pathogen-free macaque colonies and medical primatology. He has had long-term NIH funding and served as a consultant to 4 national primate centers including the National Primate Research Center of Thailand, Chulalongkorn University. He served as president of the Association of Primate Veterinarians and served on multiple NIH committees and advisory panels.
And Britt, Professor Emerita, Department of Plant Biology, College of Biological Sciences. Dr. Britt is a geneticist and biochemist whose work has focused on DNA repair, mutagenesis, and genome editing in plants. She began her career here at UC Davis as an independent research scientist in the now-defunct Plant Growth Lab. At this time, Arabidopsis was just emerging as a model system for the study of plant molecular biology. Fueled by interest in and funding for the possible biological effects of increasing ground-level UV due to ozone depletion, Dr. Britt's lab identified the first plants defective in DNA repair, as well as isolating the first genes required for repair. Dr. Britt later became a professor in the Department of Plant Biology. There her lab discovered and isolated the suppressor of gamma response gene, the plant master regulator of response to DNA double-strand breaks. Her work in retirement focuses on the role of DNA repair in the processing of CRISPR-mediated double-strand breaks.
Stephen Athanasis, School of Education. With a PhD and postdoc from Stanford in education and English, respectively, Professor Athanasis arrived at UCD in 1998 and helped the Division of Education become a professional school. He investigates teachers as learners, as they develop their instructional repertoire and an equity focus for diverse classrooms. Drawing on many high school and university teaching honors, he explores English as an unsettled discipline with opportunities and tensions. He co-designed an MA program for teachers to investigate their teaching and students' learning. Professor Athanasis held the Dolly and David Fiddyman Chair in Teacher Education and directed the Centre for Shakespeare in Diverse Classrooms, partnered with Globe Education of London's Globe Theatre. He serves as PI on a 6-year project exploring nuances of how English teachers learn to facilitate meaningful discussions. He chaired the Graduate Group in Education, served on the Lived Name and Gender Marker Committee, and was a founding member of STEAD, Strength Through Equity and Diversity, a campus-wide effort to educate faculty and staff about biases in hiring practices. Dominic Childs, Professor Emeritus, Department of Orthopedic Surgery, School of Medicine. Dr. Childs' career at UC Davis focused on developing a greater understanding of the molecular processes leading to musculoskeletal diseases such as arthritis. Coming to the academic setting from a biotech position, his research remained highly translatable, resulting in patents and licenses to commercialization partners. Although retired from the University of California, he remains active in translational orthopedic research.
Distinguished Professor Emerita Karen McDonald, Department of Chemical Engineering. McDonald is a biochemical engineer who has worked on the development of efficient, environmentally friendly, cost-effective, and globally deployable biomanufacturing approaches for the production of recombinant proteins using plant-based production systems. From 2013 to 2018 she served as the faculty director for the UC Davis Advanced Institutional Transformation Program, an NSF-funded program to improve the recruitment, retention and advancement of women STEM faculty. Prior to that she was the PI of the NSF Creatigert program, an interdisciplinary graduate training program in partnership with Tuskegee University to train students in plant biotechnology with applications to biopharmaceuticals, biorefineries and sustainable agriculture. She served for 13 years from 2001 to 2013 as Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Studies in the College of Engineering. She is a Fellow of the American Institute of Chemical Engineers and was awarded the 2022 DIC Wang Award for Excellence in Biochemical Engineering.
Distinguished Professor Isaac Passat, Department of Molecular Biosciences. Passat is a molecular and cellular neurotoxicologist interested in the interaction of natural products of marine, terrestrial and anthropogenic origin, and how they influence the function of ion channels and impact cell signaling. His work with ryanodine, cestospongins, and polychlorinated biphenyls have contributed new knowledge about the identity of their molecular targets and their function in the nervous system. He was the founding director of the NIH/EPA Center for Children's Environmental Health and Disease Prevention. He has provided research mentorship to over 100 PhD, DVM, postdoctoral, and undergraduate scholars. He received the Pfizer Award for Research Excellence in 1997 and the Neurobehavioral Toxicology Society's Distinguished Lecturer Award in 2010. In 2018 he was elected as a Fellow of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, AAAS. Professor Scott Carrell, Department of Economics. Carrell is an applied microeconomist and is the author of 27 peer-reviewed journal articles. Carrell's early work focused on ways to improve military retention through local labor market forces, while most of his more recent work specializes in the economics of education on the topics of social interactions, teacher and school quality, and policies to improve college access and persistence. He is co-faculty director at the California Education Lab, which has raised over $25 million in research grants since 2015. Carrell is a research associate at the National Bureau of Economic Research, a research fellow at the Institute for the Study of Labor and in research affiliate at the Abdul Latif Jameel Poverty Action Lab. Carrell also served as the senior economist for public finance and labor economics on the staff of the President's Council of Economic Advisers in summer 2004. From 2015 to 2022, he co-edited the Journal of Human Resources. His honors and awards include the Stephen M. Sheffrin Award for Contributions to Graduate Education, Institute for the Study of Labor's Young Labor Economist Award, Thomas Meyer Undergraduate Distinguished Teaching Award, National Academy of Education, Spencer Foundation Postdoctoral Fellow, and the European Association of Labor Economists, Labor Economics Prize. Carrell served as the faculty athletics representative at UC Davis from 2013 to 2023. Distinguished Professor Robert M Sabo, Department of Orthopedics and Surgery. Dr. Sabo is a hand and upper extremity surgeon interested in and published on all aspects of hand and upper extremity problems including brachial plexus and peripheral nerve compression surgery, innovative shoulder and wrist reconstruction after tumor resections, injury epidemiology and evidence-based practice. He founded the first ACGME-accredited fellowship in the orthopedic department in hand surgery. He is past president of the American Society for Surgery of the Hand and served on the National Academy of Science workshop on repetitive motion disorders. Among his awards he received the Nicholas Andre Award of the Association for Bone and Joint Surgeons, the Bonnell Traveling Fellowship from the American Society for Surgery of the Hand and the Japanese Traveling Fellowship from the American Orthopedic Association.
Distinguished Professor Emerita Lydia P Howell MD is Chair Emerita of the Department of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine. As Medical Director of UCD Health's clinical labs, she led 50 faculty and 400 staff who discover and share new knowledge and perform clinical lab testing for the region. She established the Center for Diagnostic Innovation to facilitate new test development and industry partnerships. A champion of faculty development and women's careers in science, she served as Associate Dean for Academic Personnel, co-founded UCD Health's Women in Medicine and Health Science program and led efforts to expand family leaves and reduce bias for flexible career paths. Dr. Howell is past president of both the Association of Pathology Chairs and American Society of Cytopathology, ASC, and a recipient of the Papa Nicolau Award, the ASC's highest honor. A graduate of Northwestern University's honors program in medical education, she is now the Association of Pathology Chairs founding deputy director.
Distinguished Professor Ronald C Chertema, Department of Environmental Toxicology. Chertema is an aquatic toxicologist/environmental chemist interested in the fate and toxic action mechanisms of pesticides, hydrocarbons, dispersants and algal toxins in aquatic systems and organisms. Via NMR spectroscopy, he pioneered the field of environmental metabolomics to characterize toxic actions in real time, and his oil spill research resulted in development of the widely used standardized CROS-CRF methods for toxicity assessment. Chertema held the Donald G. Crosby Endowed Chair in Environmental Chemistry and served as co-editor-in-chief of the flagship Elsevier journal Aquatic Toxicology. Chertema also served on the NOAA panel advising the U.S. Coast Guard during the response to the Deepwater Horizon spill, and on a National Academy of Sciences committee charged with evaluating dispersant use for future spill response. For the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences he served as both Executive Associate Dean and Associate Dean for Environmental Sciences. Professor Emeritus Eric Smoodin, Department of American Studies. Professor Smoodin is a film historian who specializes in French and American cinemas from 1895 to 1960. He is especially interested in film industries, film audiences, and the history of film studies as an academic discipline. His books include Animating Culture, Hollywood Cartoons from the Sound Era, Rutgers, 1993, Regarding Frank Capra, Audience, Celebrity and American Film Studies, 1930 to 1960, Duke, 2004, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, British Film Institute, 2012, and Paris in the Dark, Going to the Movies in the City of Light, 1930 to 1950, Duke, 2020. His edited and co-edited works include Disney Discourse, Producing the Magic Kingdom, Routledge, 1994, Hollywood Quarterly, Film Culture in Post-War American, 1945 to 1957, California, 2002, Looking Past the Screen, Case Studies in American Film History and Method, Duke, 2007, and The American Film History Reader, Routledge, 2015. Assistant Clinical Professor Gordon H. Worley, Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing, has over 40 years of experience in nursing and emergency medical care as an emergency nurse practitioner, emergency nurse, flight nurse, disaster responder, global health volunteer, author, and educator. He is board certified as a family nurse practitioner and as an emergency nurse practitioner. He has taught nursing, air medical, EMS, disaster medicine, and wilderness medicine courses and workshops across the U.S., Canada, and Europe. He is the author of numerous peer-reviewed journal articles and textbook chapters. Gordon is a past president of the Sacramento chapter of the California Association for Nurse Practitioners and a member of the Wilderness Medical Society, where he is a fellow of the Academy of Wilderness Medicine. He received the 2022 Dean's Award for Excellence in Teaching from the School of Nursing and is a founding faculty member of the UCD Interprofessional Wilderness Medicine Clinical Elective. Distinguished Professor Emeritus Arthur M. Shapiro joined the Department of Zoology at UCD in 1971 and upon reorganization of the biological sciences became a member of the Department of Evolution and Ecology. He is an evolutionary ecologist and biogeographer, working primarily on butterflies. He has monitored entire butterfly faunas along a transect across north-central California since 1972, generating one of the two largest and longest-running databases of its sort in the world, which has been tapped to address the biological impacts of global change. Beginning in 1977, he carried out a separate research program in Latin America, focusing primarily on the Andes from Colombia to Tierra del Fuego. He is the author of over 300 scientific publications and the Field Guide to the Butterflies of the San Francisco Bay and Sacramento Valley regions, UC Press, 2007. He is a Fellow of AAAS, the Royal Entomological Society, the California Academy of Sciences, and the Explorers Club, and at UCD has received both the Academic Senate Distinguished Teaching Award and the Outstanding Advisor Award. Paul Jeps, Distinguished Professor Emeritus, Department of Plant Sciences. Dr. Jeps is a plant geneticist interested in crop biodiversity, its conservation, and applications to crop improvement. He has been especially interested in beans of the genus Facilis because they constitute a source of proteins and other nutrients in the human diet worldwide. His publication record reflects the breadth of his research approaches, from botanical explorations in South America to the genetics/genomics of Facilis domestication. His research on crop biodiversity has been widely applied in developing improved bean cultivars in California, the U.S., and abroad, principally in Latin America and Africa. He has mentored over 100 graduate students, postdocs, and visiting scientists from 4 continents. Among his awards are election to Fellow of the AAAS, the American Society of Agronomy, and the Crop Science Society of America, CSSA. He received the Meyer Medal for Plant Genetic Resources and the International Crop Science Award of CSSA. He is the recipient of the Agropolis El Malici Prize from France. Dr. Frederick Myers is Distinguished Emeritus Professor of Internal Medicine/Hematology Oncology at UC Davis School of Medicine. He has a long-standing interest in cancer biology, clinical trials, and palliative care with a focus on advanced and metastatic malignancies. In the 1980s, he founded one of the first palliative care centers in the country. He was part of the leadership team that achieved the National Cancer Institute designation of a comprehensive cancer center. His service to the university has included 12 years as chair of the Department of Internal Medicine and 7 years as vice dean and vice dean of the UC Davis Medical School. He is nationally known for leading innovative research career development training programs. He is Associate Director for Education, Training and Career Development of the UC Davis's Comprehensive Cancer Center. Dr. Myers served in 2019-2020 as the president of the Association for Clinical and Translational Science, ACTS. He received the 2020 Chancellor's Award for Diversity and Community Service. Professor Emeritus Henry Spiller, Department of Music. Spiller is an ethnomusicologist whose research focuses on Sundanese music and dance from West Java, Indonesia. His award-winning articles and books investigate how music and dance articulate ethnic, gender, regional, and national identities, drawing on his fieldwork in Bandung, West Java, Indonesia. Spiller's most recent book, Archaic Instruments in Modern West Java, Indonesia, Bamboo Murmurs, Routledge 2023, investigates how the physical qualities of a landscape and the resources it provides shape musical styles and aesthetics by examining contemporary revivals of bamboo instruments in the city of Bandung. Spiller's research activities were supported by grants from the Fulbright Program, 1998-99 and 2013, the Mellon Foundation, 2002, the Whiting Foundation, 2004 and 2005, the Balzan Foundation, 2014, the Netherlands Institute for Advanced Studies, NIAS, 2019, the Loos Foundation, 2019-22, and the Vossius Center, University of Amsterdam, 2023, as well as a variety of grants from UC Berkeley, Kenyon College, and UC Davis. After joining the UC Davis faculty in 2005, He taught undergraduate courses in world music and graduate seminars in ethnomusicology and directed the Department of Music's Gamelan Ensemble. He served as chair of the Department of Music from 2012 to 2018. Distinguished Professor Emeritus Thomas Tomek. Professor Tomek has 25-plus years of leadership in sustainability science, integrated ecosystem assessment, and food policy. From rainforest conservation in the Amazon to economic development strategy in Tajikistan and his current role in food systems informatics, Tom brings global perspective and an innovative and pragmatic approach to sustainability. He serves as an advisor to governments, international organizations, and companies, notably 10 years as a policy advisor with the Harvard Institute for International Development. Raised on a small family farm in Northern California, Tom received his BA from University of California, Davis, and his PhD in agricultural and food system economics from Stanford. Tom spent most of his career abroad, including significant periods in Egypt, Indonesia, and Kenya. Tom returned to California in 2007 and is Distinguished Professor of Sustainability Science and Policy and the founder of the Food Systems Lab at the University of California, Davis. He is a AAAS Fellow, received the UC Davis Foundation Stewardship Award, and was inaugural holder of the W.K. Kellogg Endowed Chair in Sustainable Food Systems. Distinguished Professor Emeritus Subhashrizbud. Professor Rizbud, a ceramic and glass materials expert, has a wide range of academic interests and nearly 50 years of experience with various facets of academic life, including 32 years at the UC Davis in disciplines ranging from engineering and applied science to geology, LAWR, food science, physics, and chemistry. He has served as a department chair and director of the Internship and Career Center. In these roles, he took the lead to initiate, establish, and evaluate diversity practices to promote recruitment of women and underrepresented faculty and staff. In these leadership roles, he also built industry contacts and created the Diversity Leadership Development Certificate Program in collaboration with staff and faculty of the Leadership and Learning Center, Cross-Cultural Center, Women's Resource and Research Center, LGBT Resource Center, and the Office of Campus Community Relations. Professor Rizbud has enjoyed the breadth of academic connections exemplified by a NIH NEAS grant on the effects of pollutants on human health. Distinguished Professor Emeritus J. Lund, Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. He has been working on various water and environmental management problems in California with considerable applications and engagement. His most prominent contributions have been systems analysis, integrating ideas and methods from traditional engineering, operations research, and economics. Dr. Lund is a member of the National Academy of Engineering, a distinguished member of the American Society of Civil Engineers, a past president of the university's Council on Water Resources, a past convener of the California Water and Environment Modeling Forum, and a past chair of California's Delta Independent Science Board. Dr. Lund was deeply involved in founding the UC Davis Geography and Environmental Policy and Management graduate groups, reconstitution of the campus's undergraduate breadth requirements, management of its Center for Watershed Sciences, and supervised research for over 150 graduate students. Among many other accolades, Dr. Lund received the 2023 Distinguished Research Award from the Davis Division of the Academic Senate. Ross A. Thompson is Distinguished Professor Emeritus of Psychology. Thompson is an internationally recognized authority on the psychological development of young children, parent-child relationships, and the applications of developmental science to public policy problems such as early childhood mental health, child poverty, and early education. His work integrates understanding of the developing brain with early experiences in both typical and at-risk children, and he consults extensively to legislative committees, public agencies, and private foundations. He has published 5 books, several best-selling textbooks, and over 300 papers related to his work. He received the Anne L. Brown Award for Excellence in Developmental Research in 2007, the UC Davis Distinguished Scholarly Public Service Award in 2011, and the Distinguished Undergraduate Teaching Award in 2019, the Yuri Bronfenbrenner Award for Lifetime Contribution to Developmental Psychology in the Service of Science and Society from the American Psychological Association in 2018, and the Lifetime Achievement Award from 0 to 3 in 2023. Dr. Andres Sila is a professor emeritus of clinical psychiatry at the University of California, Davis and a board-certified adult psychiatrist. He graduated from the University of Chile School of Medicine and completed his psychiatry residency training at that university and at UC San Diego. Dr. Sila's career focused on enhancing resilience in individuals and communities to offset the effects of exposure to social disadvantage and toxic stress across the lifespan. This interest stems directly from having provided comprehensive psychiatric services to ethnic and sexual minorities, including refugees and immigrants, for over 20 years. His most research focuses on structural and psychosocial determinants of resilience in health professions students. As part of a national collaborative, Dr. Sila has developed professional competencies on trauma-informed care for medical students. In addition, he has developed innovative educational modules on trauma-informed care and interpersonal and communication skills for undergraduate and graduate medical trainees as well as physicians and other healthcare professionals.
When I take the time to express gratitude to the new UC Davis Emeriti, I know that I speak for many faculty members. However, only one person on campus can speak on behalf of the entire UC Davis family. Chancellor Gary May.
Greetings, new Emeriti. You play an essential role in keeping UC Davis at the forefront of excellence. Your continued engagement through teaching, research, volunteering, and philanthropy is vital to our continued growth and success. So I encourage you to stay engaged with campus. The UC Davis Emeriti Association is here with resources and support for this newest chapter of your career. Please take advantage of them. Thank you again for your dedication to UC Davis, and congratulations on reaching this milestone.